a maze, hopelessly sprinting in the wheel, never getting anywhere. His life in miniature. It was useless.
Whoa! Now what?
Do you ever feel like a gerbil running through a wheel? Well, that's pretty much what we're doing here. We're technically not leaving the spot. We're technically staying in the same exact spot for most of this. But we're going through this interesting little area. And you can't go past a certain spot because you can't walk upstairs in that angle. What's wrong, Wake? You're not good at stair climbing or something? I had to do like a half hour of Stairmasters back in middle school to make up a gym class I missed. So I'm obviously a master of them. So one of the coolest things about the DLC, these typewriter things, you step on them, they make a noise. It's pretty cool. But what do we do? Oh. Hey, it's Ghost Me. I'm inside myself. And it feels good. Oh, it looks like the light's reflected off me. Okay. Well, it's a good thing it ended like that. The last time we jumped in dark water, it kind of ruined our lives. There you go.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
Let's have a look at your head, Mr.
Oh yeah, turning the lights on for that guy was optional. I actually went back a bit ago to test some recording or something. And if you don't turn the lights on for him, he just like sits on the ground and like passes out. It's funny. Now we have to wait at this part, so I'm just gonna check my stuff, make sure it's all reloaded. Check the guide to see how this is all going. Big bridge, gas station. Yeah, we're still at 4 collectibles, but after this we should start being able to get past a few of them. Oh my goodness, I am not paying attention. I am sorry, I'm bad at video games. But you have to wait again for this to go to the floor, because technically we were standing on the wall. Well, standing on the wall. I'm really glad that didn't kill me, to be honest. And now I have to wait again for this to go to be the floor, so we can go through here. It's really like a mind game, this area. Or at least it's trying to be, which I guess makes sense considering the whole thing of this being in his mind and stuff. Hey look, there's the world where... No, don't do this to me. You can't do this to me. Please, you don't know what you're doing. Be careful, because even though you're inside this building, you can slip and fall and die. Unlock? Open says me. Please? Yeah, the magic cord, please. Whee! No clicker. I wonder if Alan does have the clicker still. It's interesting.
Elevator? Sure, why not? Next stop, Sanity.
You're doing well. Keep going.
It's hard to make sense of this place.
It's a dream. This is a vast place, home to forces and beings that are completely alien.
The Dark Presence.
Yes. I don't know what happened to it after your final encounter.
Is there any way out of here?
Sometimes transmissions can be sent between worlds. You've done this yourself. But to actually leave the dark place, I haven't found a way.
Maybe you just haven't been trying hard enough, Zane. Oh, yeah, earlier about Alan Wake being all like, is he still human?
Stucky's gas station. Not something I particularly wanted to see, but obviously I wasn't the one in the driver's.
Yeah, about him being all, oh, hunting rifle case.
Made real. Wake would never make it. The insanity he was facing was already a part of it, in him. His own doing. He couldn't possibly win. He didn't even want to.
Okay. Can I talk now, game? Please? Thanks, babe. So, yeah, Thomas Zane being all like, is he still human after being in here for so long? I would say yeah, because he's been in the diver suit for so long. I mean, that protected him, but it's interesting when you think about stuff about this game. Now, this area has a couple
At least the lighthouse was much closer now. I would have to make my way up there somehow.
Yes, there's a couple collectibles here. I'm not going for them, though, because this area has infinitely spawning dudes. There's a lot of explosives and stuff, but I'm just going to skip by some of the collectible stuff, which literally makes the DLC that much faster. Now, we need to activate that thing to get over there. But in order to do that, we need to connect it with some power, which we can do that way. Reload, that stuff should fall down here, so... Ugh. Now I know I'm taking the hunting rifle ammo. I don't need it, because I'm not going to ever use a hunting rifle, but might as well, right? You know, I might as well just use my shotgun for this, because I doubt there's going to be like a big battle royale, like in the beginning. Of course I say that as soon as a bunch of dudes appear. So I'll just pop one of my many flares. Do not be, treat them like batteries. Just feel free to pop them off when you need to, man. There's plenty where that came from. I'll just reload while you guys are doing that. Now, one of my favorite things about some shooter games, especially survival horror games, is when you reload a gun, when you reload each bullet individually. I just love that way more than if it was like, say in Resident Evil 4, which I love, by the way. You use like 10 shots of a shotgun, you reload, Leon puts 2 shells in there and cocks it, and boom, it's fully reloaded. I prefer like this, where if I use 4 bullets, I have to reload 4 bullets. If I use 5, 6, 7 bullets, I have to reload shells. I have to reload each of those shells individually. I just love it. It gives a bit of a nice feel to it. More realistic, I guess you could say. I call it dynamic reloading. Or is that already taken for the Gears of War loading thing? I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, that's kind of probably already a thing. I'll call it dynamic reloading. The way reloading each individual bullet or shell individually. I like it, though. Nice feel to it. And we are about halfway through the collectible, so we're pretty close to the end. No, we aren't actually. We're probably about halfway through. So each of these DLCs are about an hour, hour and a half to 2 hours. Can you please turn the other way, sir? About an hour and a half to 2, depending on both how good you are at the game, and you should be alright if you play through the first. You should play through the story first, which you should, because this is after the story, which doesn't make sense if you would do this in front of the story. But if you do this after the story, and you go for the collectibles, it shouldn't take more than half an hour. 40 minutes. But if you go without the collectibles and you know what you're doing, hour or so.
The part of you that is in control is in the cabin.
I don't think I like that.
You represent a part of our weight that is capable of rational thought and planning, which is why I'm talking to you. If that part can regain control, then you have a chance of making it. But a part of you wants to give in. There's comfort in the oblivion of dreams. You represent the part that isn't ready to quit and die.
Wait, are you telling me I'm not real?
You're as real as anything else in this place.
So there are 2 of me?
Yes.
And the one you called Mr. Scratch, he's me as well?
No.
Zane, are you playing some kind of game with me?
I am not the author of your story.
How can you say that when you wrote that page about me and the clicker? It wasn't one of my pages. You directed me to it. You had Weaver guard it.
Yes, she was needed. And you needed the clicker. But I'm not.
What? I don't understand.
Alan, you should keep going.
Zane? Zane, come on!
Well, that cleared things up.
So this is where things get a little weird in the story of Alan Wake. First of all, these spires look like the spire. They really resemble with the curve and the point in the end. Every time I look at them, I keep thinking there's some kind of alteration on the spires in Dead Space, and if I touch it, I'm going to turn into a necromorph, and I don't want that, because that's really... Like, Necromorph and The Thing, which is what the Necromorphs are based out after, just really creep me out. Because the thing is just a little scratch from them, and you turn into them. Your body morphs and mutates. You're not human, but you look at... Oh, it's so... It's a psychological scare for me. Not like a creepy under my skin, which is ironic considering what it is, but... Yeah, and the whole thing... Oh, nice rock. And with the whole thing of Mr. Scratch not being me, but he's supposed to replace me... And then the really suspicious part is the fact that Thomas Zane says he's not in charge of this story, and yet he made the page about the clicker. So why does that exist? Does Zane know that he knew, he had to know that Alan Wake was going to be here to do that, or maybe the fact that Alan Wake exists is just because of that, purely because of that page, saying that Alan Wake used the clicker. So, a child named Alan Wake was born. A child was born named Alan Wake, and he was given the clicker, and he was inspired to be creative and write and all this. And what if this man is made purely because of a few words on a page? Years ago. That's some Night Spring stuff right there. Oh, this is the boat the lady was standing on. Yep. That's kind of obvious, but yeah, it's weird. It's either that or or maybe Thomas Zane is secretly Alan Wake's father, and that I don't know, because no, that doesn't make sense, because that happened in the 60s, and Alan Wake is not like... This game happened in like 2000, technically in the year it was released, which would be like 2006 to 7 to 8.
The bridge groaned in the unnatural wind. It was heralding the enemy's arrival. Wake wouldn't leave this place alive.
Yeah, that was in like the 60s, so Alan Wake isn't... He's like, I don't know, 30s maybe? But he'd have to be in like his 40s, 50s in order for that to be the case for Thomas Zane to be his father, which makes more sense now that I think about it. Oh, that's not explosive. That's a bummer. Use this for the small guys. I don't want to crumble because then I lose bits of the bridge, and I'm kind of not okay with that. So I'll just run into a flare guy. So yeah, it's interesting speculation. I think my choice... Oh, don't want to do that. My choice for the speculation... screw it. My choice... now I'm switching from it being Alan Wake as Thomas Zane's son. Could be grandson. But that wouldn't make... That would just lead back to my first... The other thing I made. Thomas Zane must have created the idea of Alan Wake because of that page. So... Oh, wow, that wasn't even worth it then. Don't you push me, I'll push you in oblivion. I'll logically calculate your butt or something, I don't know. Don't make me. Please. Wow, I thought that would have got him. Feeling pretty yet? So yeah, that's some interesting speculation for all that. It's really interesting to think about it all.
A moment. I can help you here.
How the hell are you doing that?
It's like learning to control your dreams. There's a connection.
You were in my dream.
Yes. I taught you. You fixed the foolish mistake I made with Barbara.
I wish I could control my dreams. I heard like lucid dreams. I guess that's controlling your dreams. I don't know. Being aware of your dreams and being able to control them is amazing. Because you could literally do anything you want. That would be pretty good. Only you have to be careful not to get yourself lost in the dream, or else you'd have lucid nightmares, which are probably the most terrifying things. Because it's like, it's real. It all feels real, and it feels like it's happening near you. Oh, big guy, eh? Well, I'll just pop a flare down, because I have plenty of those. Is there a guy behind me? Feels like there is. Oh, that must have been the guy behind me. Oh, they're jumping down. What is this madness? Alright, well, I guess I'll jump another flare. Perfectly okay with this. It feels good to, one, be a gangster, and to, two, just have a bunch of resources I can just throw around. How am I going to kill this guy? He's not close enough for the shotgun. Oh, wait. Okay. I think he was going to come get me anyways. It seems... The big guy down? Huh. It's definitely, you can definitely tell that with enemies... There's something on my screen. Get that crap off. With enemies... And this is especially obvious with the speedy guys. These also help. With the speedy guys... is that when you take away their darkness shield... Oh, he's crap. When you take away their darkness shield, they lose their powers and whatnot, and they just become a brute that tries to come and get you. Not like a brute like one of the bigger guys, but just, oh, this will help immensely. But just, No! Oh my god. I thought I just jumped off the edge. Somehow, I thought I jumped. Somehow I jumped, and I thought it was off the edge. That's too spooky for me. Alright, I'm starting to run out of shotgun shells. Which is okay, I'll just take these guys out with this. I have plenty of this. And there's definitely going to be some more fighting now that I remember. So I'll save that for a little later, since I have a big surplus of this compared to the other. But yeah, spookiness. Let's continue on, shall we? Judging by the time of the Audacity recording, about an hour or so.
Wake ran for the light. It was pointless. He would never reach it. His life would be snuffed out just as easily as the very thing he thought would save him.
Even with the light gone, all I could do was keep going.
I've been going for an hour. Oh my goodness, this is like really scary. Like, I'm not even joking, this is really creepy. This is really upsetting. See ya. I don't like heights, and having to do like these kind of jumping things in a game with massive heights really upsets me. Especially when mechanics are not that great. So, I'm not going to be talking for a minute, so let's get into it.
I'm so glad you decided to come back to me. Since we're being so frank here, Alan, and let me just reiterate how happy I am that you've had this breakthrough, I would like to summarize your condition.
By all means.
And please, just let me know if you think I'm being unfair.
All right.
Well, let's start with the obvious. The car crash. Untreated head trauma. All due respect to Doc Nelson, but he's hardly a neurosurgeon. I think that the injury has affected you more than you realize.
Yeah, I have had bad headaches.
Then there's your history of substance abuse, which, combined with your chronic insomnia, has resulted in hallucinations and extremely poor impulse control. That's a dangerous combination, one which your wife has unfortunately had to suffer from far more than you.
I know. I know she has.
I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that you are existing in a state of all-encompassing denial. Your vivid fantasy casts you as a heroic victim and allows you to skirt responsibility for your own actions. It allows you to solve your imaginary problems and dismiss the things that truly trouble you. In your self-serving delusions, your personal problems are assets that allow you to save Alice, perhaps even the world.
Dr. Hartman, I think that's spot on. I can't argue with any of that.
Well, I'm sure I'm stating the obvious. I don't want to labor the point, but, well,
No. I understand. It's important that I face it.
Precisely, Alan. You've put so much effort and imagination into this self-deception, but what good has it really done for you? You refused my offer of help, and here you are. Did being so obdurate really get you to a better place?
No.
No. And did it really help Alice? Was this really the best thing for your wife?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why don't we find out? You know, I've been talking with her. There's something she wanted you to hear.
Oh, hey. That sounds like fun.
All I ever wanted was to help you, Alan. I ate all the shit you handed out and tried to understand your pathetic, wealthy white male drama until my life consisted of managing your never-ending crisis. I hate you for your childish temper and the arrogance and self-indulgent pride that undermine all efforts to drag you out of the hole you've insisted on digging for yourself. I hate you for leaving me in the dark with that insane monster bitch! All you had to do was act like a loving human being for once in your life and stay with me. If your dramatic exit hadn't been more important than making sure I was all right, she would never have taken me. I don't know where you went, but that's okay. I don't want to know. I don't think I'll ever be all right. The only thing that keeps me from killing myself is the hope that I'll never see you again.
Ouch.
I just can't argue with that. I think I should stay here before I ruin what life she has left.
I think this is a breakthrough, Alan. I'm really very proud of you.
So that's really upsetting, that whole scene. And I think that's optional to press the recorder there. You probably could have just left. But
It was nonsense. I knew I'd saved her. I'd succeeded in that, and that was all that mattered. What I heard in there wasn't the truth. It was just another toxic mirage. It cut deep, but that made me all the more determined to force myself to snap out of it. I didn't want to be that guy anymore. I had to make myself see the light.